This is the first one we don't do the original cast. Orientation is locked. Rotate device back. Like it up, like it in and First my ball. Ball cam. Running assembly right now. I'm just gonna watch this. I will. I'll rewatch it. Yes.
I am ready for the event.
I'm gonna stab it.
Oh, you fucking stupid bitch.
No. Broke the fence.
I have you loud and clear.
Please stand by for opening remarks.
Hi, my name is Marlena Jacinto, but most of our students know me as Mrs. J. I'm an intervention specialist here in Ramon High School in Ohio. I recently had the honor of attending my dear friend, Commander of Crew 10, NASA astronaut Anne McClain's second launch to the International Space Station. I would like to thank her personally, NASA, and our inquisitive students for this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity here in Sailor Nation. Here is our first question.
Hi, my name is Cameron. I'm in 8th grade. I want to know if you could have any tool or gadget to be used during a spacewalk that doesn't exist, what would it be?
Well, hello to everybody down there. I love talking about spacewalks, so I'm glad you asked this. In fact, I'm dressed up and ready for it. This is one of our EVA gloves. I used this 3 weeks ago out on a spacewalk. You know, and I thought so much about your question of what I want.
That's
Our
Conquest
tools
is
are really
gauntlet.
excellent because we have excellent people like those at NASA Glenn, who many of you know, that kind of create for us what we need. And we have been on space station for 25 years, so mostly we have what we need. But I will tell you that one thing that I would love is if we had more of everything. So we have limited numbers of, say, foot restraints. Foot restraints are really important for holding us into position when we're working. On the last spacewalk that I did, I spent probably 45 minutes to an hour out of the 5.5 hours we were outside going to different parts of the space station in order to get a foot restraint and go install it over here and then take it back over here. And if we had like 30 of those outside, then maybe we wouldn't have to go so far to get one.
My name is Ava, I'm a freshman, and my question is, what steps did you take in order to pursue your dreams of becoming an astronaut, and what is the biggest thing you have learned from being one?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I think back to when I was your age. I can remember when I was all of your ages sitting there and having a dream of being an astronaut. I've wanted to be an astronaut ever since I was 3 years old, but I went to school in Spokane, Washington. There were no astronauts. I didn't even know any pilots growing up. And so it was like this, something that I knew about that seemed so far away. And I remember really early on, I was probably in 3rd or 4th grade, and I just thought, you know, I'm gonna make sure I do something every single day to prepare myself to become an astronaut. Whether that was doing my math homework, studying for a test, or going outside and maintaining physical fitness with my body, or maybe reading a magazine and learning more about it and what it took. And then as I went on, I just kept doing that. I kept opening doors. Some of you are getting ready to finish high school, and my advice to you is if you don't know what you want to do, just keep opening doors. Go to school, get training, do something that creates opportunities. So what I did was I looked for all of those opportunities that would move me in the direction of somebody that would be selected as an astronaut. So when choosing my undergraduate education, when choosing what extracurricular activities I did, when I chose my major, I was thinking along the lines of what would prepare me for that job. And it is such a massive amount of work that has to get done in order to be eligible to become selected as an astronaut that I really just took it one day at a time. So if you feel intimidated by your goals, remember, everyone achieved their goals one day and one decision at a time.
I'm Zayden, and as a member of our Solar Tech Robotics team, I want to know how much do you really rely on robots?
Yes. Satan.
Hey Zayn, I will tell you, we rely on robotics a lot. Canada has been a massive international partner for us, so important. They provide most of our robotics here on Space Station. Space Station is about the size of a football field. It's massive. There are things outside all the time that need to be upgraded or fixed or moved, and that's both science experiments and things like computer systems and boxes that process information or batteries. And all of these things can actually, or most of these things I should say, can be done robotically. And the things that can't be done robotically, that's why we do spacewalks, to go outside and upgrade or maintain the space station. As an example, on my last mission, we had a failure of a main box switching unit, which is like 1/4 of all of space station's powers go through these units. And we had a failure of one of those. And the robotics team was actually able to go out and what we call R&R, remove and replace that entire box and reestablish that power. So pretty amazing what we can do with robotics, and it's getting better and better every time.
Hi, I'm Reese. I'm a junior. Who is your biggest influential person in your life who provided you with hope to become an astronaut?
Hello, that's a great question, because I was a kid that wasn't really sure of myself. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate. I didn't know if I was going to be smart enough. I didn't know if I was going to be good enough. I didn't really know the path I was supposed to take. But I had key teachers and school staff, it's not just the teachers, but all the people that work in the school that I was surrounded by, who continually told me when I told them big dreams, they said, you know, I think you could do it. And here's what you can do. They believed in me. And I will tell you, even at this launch, I'm 45 years old. I haven't been in school for a really long time, but I invited my teachers to come with me to watch my launch because their belief in me makes such a difference. And I know people like Mrs. J believe in each one of you. Those are the people you need to listen to. Don't ever listen to people that tell you you can't do it. Always listen to people that believe in you.
Hi, my name is Jacqueline. I am in 10th grade, and my question was what's something unexpected you've learned or experienced while living in space that has changed how you see life on Earth?
Yeah, space gives us an amazing vantage point of our planet. With just one look out my eyeballs, I can see half of civilization. And so it's really incredible and humbling to understand our size. I think something that really kind of flipped that switch in my mind, realizing how much humans are all connected, was watching natural disasters from space. So you can see a hurricane, and it's gigantic. It can be as big as half a continent. You can see it building out in the ocean, and then you can see it going to land. And you realize everybody along that geographical feature is going to be impacted by that storm. And I think before I saw that with my own eyes, I always thought of it like countries. You always hear, or states. You always hear like, maybe there's a hurricane in Florida and that seems really far away. Maybe there's an earthquake in California and that seems really far away. But what you realize is these natural disasters don't pick countries, they don't pick states, it's just a natural phenomenon that happens to us and we're really all in it together.
Hi, my name is Tony. I'm in 3rd grade. Did you have a doctor in space in case you get hurt or sick? Can you break bones in space?
Shut up.
Hi, Tony. You can definitely break bones in space. In fact, if you look around at the space station, everything is really hard metal. And one of the best pieces of advice that I got was, be careful when you translate and you float around, because if you get a finger caught or a toe caught when you're translating, you'll be reminded very quickly that space station is hard, but you are still squishy. So yes, you can get injured. Now, luckily, we have an amazing team of flight surgeons on the ground. Those are doctors that are specially prepared to take care of people who are flying or in space. Sometimes we have a doctor on board. We do have doctors that are astronauts, and sometimes we don't. So all of us are trained in basic medical care. We also have multiple of these type of kits. This is exactly what a medical kit looks like. And these were packed by our doctors long before we flew, and they have everything that doctors think that we might need in an emergency or in a normal case. We have every medicine that you could ever buy at the pharmacy, and we have so many things that take care of traumatic injuries. In fact, we learned how to do dentist work and give each other Novocaine. Luckily, I've never seen that happen, and I hope I never do. We learned how to set bones and give CPR in case there's an emergency. But most commonly, it's little things like Band-Aids or maybe taking a little bit of medicine for a headache.
Hi, my name is Colin, and I'm in 8th grade. If you could send a song or perform music from the International Space Station as a way to emotionally connect to people on Earth to space, what kind of message or feeling would you want that music to express?
Colton, I really love this question, and it's the first time I've been asked this, so I love how inquisitive you are. It's a very thoughtful question. I think what I would tell everybody, I think what space gives me is a real sense of optimism and connection with people. And throughout all of our history, humans have always prevailed, and a good, positive human optimism and spirit have always prevailed. And so I think there's a song right now that's out, and it's pretty simple, it's self-explanatory, and it says, "You're gonna be okay." Right? When you think it's night, when you think it's over, this is not the end of the story, you are gonna be okay. And when I look down at the earth and I see all of the beauty and all of the connectedness, and I look at something like the International Space Station, where humans got together, bonded by a common dream, and put together this amazing space station, I look at all of humankind and I say, you're gonna be okay. And to everybody that's struggling a little bit out there in the audience at school, I know school is tough, I promise it's gonna be okay.
Hi, my name's Drew, and I'm in 8th grade. And my question is, what's something surprising you learned about how the human body changes in space?
Yeah, Drew, one of the interesting things to me is seeing how the human body changes in space. And we are constantly studying it. In fact, we study the changes in our own human body all the time. Just today, we drew our own blood to send down on a cargo vehicle that's leaving this afternoon so that the scientists and researchers can look at that and see how maybe our blood changed. One of the interesting things is kind of simple. If you think about gravity on Earth, right, you're always being pulled down to the ground. Right now, you're probably sitting in your chair or you're standing up, but your body is under gravity. So there's a force that is pulling all the fluids that are inside your body down toward the ground, but your body is